Welcome to the world, my little one. We're so excited to finally meet you. And what a fantastic location you've chosen. You'll quickly work out that Outer Gippsland is an amazing place to live. From the waters of the Gippsland lakes, to the mountains and the countryside, to the remote forests of the Far East. In Outer Gippsland, our environment and lifestyle makes us the envy of other regions all over the state and beyond. You're one of 889 babies born in the Outer Gippsland area each year. You're lucky to be born in a stable home, where we have the resources needed to care for your every need. But not everyone has the same opportunities. Let me tell you about the situations that some of your 889 peers may experience as they grow up in Outer Gippsland. The Outer Gippsland area takes in the Wellington and East Gippsland Shires and has a population of 85,950 people. Of those 85,950 people, nearly 1 in 6 is aged 14 years old or under. 1 in 16 is aged 15 to 19 years old, and around 1 in 30 or 3% of the population are Aboriginal. Did you know that our teenage pregnancy rate here is nearly double the state's average? Out of the 889 children born each year in our area, it's likely that around 17 babies are born to mothers who are between 15 and 19 years old. While many of your peers are born in families with access to financial resources and support, 71 of them will live in a family that's unemployed and whose resources can be limited. The first 1,000 days from the time I was pregnant with you until you turn 2 years old is critical for your future. You've been born healthy and at a great weight, and this is a great start. In terms of family life, 81 of our 889 children will be cared for by parents with a history of mental illness, and 48 will live in families with drug and alcohol problems. Many areas in our region have a high rate of children needing protection, but some of these areas over double the state average for children placed in out-of-home care. You'll grow so fast, so feeding you and your nutrition is important. By the time they reach 3 months of age, about half of your peers will still be breastfed, which is lower than the Victorian average. Gippsland families don't need to do this alone. We have free access to maternal health nurses to help us make sure you're developing into the healthy young person you have the right to be. Nearly 9 out of 10 attend your 4 months of age checkup, although this drops to 8 out of 10 for the 3.5 years old checkup. This figure's much higher than the state average. I know that bringing you up is a big task, and you're lucky. I know that I'm not alone and that we'll do everything to provide a stable and caring home with all of the right things in place to support your future learning, your health, and your well-being.
Wow. As a new dad, I'm excited and a little worried with this new job. I worry about how we will provide for you. As you grow, our family life will have a big influence on your development. Money and resources can be stressful, and unexpected things can happen. The good news is, most of your peers live in families that would be able to find a couple of thousand in a time of need. But there are still 128 families that would really struggle. There are so many things to look forward to as you grow up. So many things to learn and get ready for. It's hard to believe right now that the things we do now can set you up for your schooling later on. Did you know that reading to you now, even while you're a baby, will have a huge impact on your learning at school? Lucky for your peers, 667 of them are read to by their parents each day. It would be great if all of your peers could have this start in life. Learning starts early, and we're going to make the most of all of the opportunities that playgroups, kindergarten and school offer. Almost all of your peers will attend kinder, with only about 45 of them missing out on attending kindergarten altogether. Kinder's a great way to get you ready for primary school. By prep, 9 out of 10 of your peers will be developmentally ready for school, but 57 of them will enter school with emotional or behavioural difficulties. Down the track, by year 3, nearly 76 kids will be behind their peers in literacy. Attendance is important for learning, and many of your peers will attend every day, but some won't. On average, each primary school student in outer Gippsland misses over 3 weeks of school per year. At our secondary schools, students miss an average of 5 weeks per year. During your time at primary school, 145 of your peer group will report that they are being bullied. In years 7 to 9, this figure increases to nearly 228 of your peers. But it's not all bad news. Many children in outer Gippsland feel that they are well connected to their school, and in our area, primary school connectedness is 84%. This drops to less than 60% for students at years 7 to 9. Around 649 of you will complete your Year 12 or equivalent education, and about 604 of you will go on to university or further training. When you all become adults, many of you will be employed. But in the outer Gippsland area, around 1 in every 12 of you will struggle to find employment. That sure is a lot of facts and figures, isn't it? It can sound quite daunting, especially when you have all of this ahead of you. But I reckon it's important to know where we're heading, so we can work out where we need to go.
So why are we telling you all of this? Well, it's because these first 1,000 days of life for you and your peers, from conception to age 2, is a critical point in your development. We know so much more than we used to about the way you grow and develop. For instance, we now know that in the first 1,000 days, your brain can form 1,000 neural connections every second. A 3-year-old's brain is twice as active as an adult's, and the connections your brain makes in those first 1,000 days are the building blocks of your future. It's pretty clear that each of these 889 young brains in our region deserves the opportunity to make those connections. We need to provide you with lots of attention and stimulation from the earliest possible moment. Studies have shown that as a child, if you're read to, talked to, sung to, and played with, you'll have a chance to live a fuller, more productive life with more opportunities. In the first years of life, a child who does not receive the nutrition that they need is at risk of stunted cognitive as well as physical development. And children who experience abuse or violence are 5 times more likely to develop behavioural and emotional problems, which will also have a huge impact on their future. It's worrying that by the time they reach 15 years old, nearly 8 out of every 10 young people in our region would have drunk alcohol, and 1 in 5 will have used an illegal drug. Having lived down here in Gippsland for a long time, I wonder what happens to those children who've been denied these critical advantages in their earliest days, and what happens to the community as a result. Put bluntly, we cannot fail you and your 889 peers. You are tomorrow's citizens, tomorrow's consumers, tomorrow's workers, thinkers and innovators. One day you'll be the leaders of our community, and we must do all we can to ensure you get every possible opportunity to be your best. Together, we can do more than shine a spotlight on the importance of these early years of life. We can commit to action and promise to do all we can for our 889 young ones born each year. It's not impossible to make a big difference, and it all starts with the first 1,000 days. We can't wait to take this journey with you. You're the most precious person in our lives.